Have you heard of introverts and extroverts? If you've heard that and understand about introverts and extroverts, now it's time to know about the MT personality type. What is MBTI? Why is the MT personality type related to the introvert and extrovert personality types that you have known so far? Okay, let's find out about MT. There are indeed introverts and extroverts in the MT personality type, but let's say it's a little more complicated. So, let's get to know first what is MT. Let's start with the length first. MT stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Catherine Cook Briggs and Isabel Briggs Myers are two of the pioneers of the MT personality type. This mother and daughter developed the MT test based on the personality typology of Carl Jung, the character who popularized the terms introvert and extrovert. Do you understand a little here? Why are introverts and extroverts related to MT? If so, what is MT? The MT is a personality test with a series of questions about a person's preferences and for different domains. What are the 4 domains developed by Briggs and Myers? 1. Introvert as I and extrovert as E. 2. Sensing as S and intuition as N. 3. Thinking as T and feeling as F. 4. Judging as J and perceiving as P. MT personality itself refers to the 4 classifications or domains of the Myers-Briggs type indicator. Let's get to know them closely. 1. Introverts and extroverts. These 2 MT personality types, introvert and extrovert, are certainly familiar to us. As it's mentioned earlier, both refer to Carl Jung's personality typology. How a person interacts with other people or the outside world determines whether he falls into the category of introvert or extrovert. There is also a theory that views introverts and extroverts in terms of how a person channels and receives their energy. Introverts are personalities who tend to be active in thought, feel more energized when spending personal time, and value intimate interactions with few people. In contrast, extroverts are personalities who are oriented towards quantity of social interaction, eager to spend time with other people, and are oriented towards action instead of thinking. 2. Sensing and intuition. The MT test with the Myers-Briggs type indicator classification helps you understand how we learn, digest, and gather information from the surrounding environment. How is it exactly? Sensing is the type to independently study the surrounding environment. This type learns new things by being directly involved, learning by doing. The mindset of this MT personality type tends to be realistic and practical. In contrast, the intuition type tends to think abstractly, imagine, and rely on intuition. 3. Thinking and feeling. After getting the information, how do you weigh and make a decision? It is at this stage that the MT personality test categorizes thinking and feeling types. Someone who decides impersonally based on empirical data and facts is a thinking type who tends to be logical and consistent, while the feeling type makes decisions based on the emotions felt, conscience, and even considers other people. 4. Judging and perceiving. Having decided, how do you deal with the outside world around you? Myers-Briggs type indicator categorizes judging and perceiving types in this regard. Judging is the MT personality type who tends to be firm and determined. You simply don't compromise. Perceiving types, on the other hand, are those who tend to be flexible, adaptive, even with things that have never been faced or crossed their minds before. Does the MT test define who you are? No, it sure doesn't. In fact, the MT personality test can have a negative impact when we allow it to limit us. Isn't everyone unique and different? The MT personality test is useful as a tool to recognize and understand ourselves in the present, wouldn't our personalities continue to change over time? So, do not be surprised if the results of the Myers-Briggs type indicator obtained today will be different in the next 5 or 10 years. This means that we can use the various personality tests available as a tool to identify and understand ourselves. That way, we can respond to the situation and design solutions to the problems we currently face. Interested in trying? I will put the website in the description.